Hi guys, welcome to Mama Pam Speaks. Happy Sunday to you guys. Hope you had a wonderful day thus far. This is episode 5 of Convicted. Just got back in from Jacksonville in Duval County. Enjoyed myself tremendously. God is great. I had to take a step back. I had to slow down just a little bit. Some things were being said to me that I didn't like, and I had been responding from different people. I have always made a decision in my life to avoid and try not to respond or react to things people say. I mean, things are going to come, y'all, just because you're free. Situations and circumstances are going to come. It's all the way you handle it. I am most grateful. We're going into episode 5. Today I'm going to talk about, first of all, I need to back it up because I never did tell you guys about the force. The first time I had went to prison, I was 34 years old. I did 8 months, 9 months county, 9 months in Metro Atlanta. During the course of that time, I never did lose anything. My mother was still living. My children were doing okay. In my 6th month, before the 9 months was up in Metro, I slipped down some state socks and snapped my foot off the ankle. I stayed in traction in Metro for about 2 months before I came home. But that was just one of the adversities that I faced in prison on my first sentence. Came home to my mom's, got 2 jobs, still trying to hold it down, reunite with my children, get them back because they were staying somewhere else, get them back, still sniffing and tipping, smoking and toking. But still think I got it going on. Hadn't really truly learned nothing because nothing was gone for me. And that's when I ended up 14 months later getting the 10 years, which I did 8 and 8. So we're going to get a little bit into that today. One of the first things were somebody wrote me a letter. And just out the blue, it's 5 years now. You guys hadn't wrote me in a while. Very few people wrote. And not because I did anything to anybody. Don't get me wrong now. Please don't get that wrong. I ain't did nothing to nobody. But people will show their loyalty out of sight, out of mind. That's just the way it is. So somebody wrote me a letter. And they went on to proceed. You are so much better than that. You're smart. Why did you allow this situation to overtake you? What about your children? They went so forth and really went in on me. And so this is one of the things I actually put a stamp on. I wrote them back. I said, you say you know me. You know me personally. Is that right? So we grew up in the same community. Where were you when I was being raped? When I was being abused? When I was being beaten? Matter of fact, some of y'all participated in it. So where were you? Don't come write me. I'm already doing time. If you can't write me with nothing uplifting and positive that you can make it, it's going to be all right. Baby, don't tell me what I shoulda, coulda, woulda did. I'm already here. Okay? It's funny how people want to make you feel guilty after something that happened. But where were you? Some of us had some serious situations going on before prison. Where were you? Ask me how I'm doing. So that was just one of the things, And after that, I'm dealing with frustration, sexual frustration. I'm not going to participate in a female-female relationship. So now after 5 years, for a female, if you're not in a relationship, I'm just going to spit it out there. I got to keep it real because I want my babies not to go. Because some of the things you have to do is kind of offensive. I mean, maybe that's the new norm now. But for me, that wasn't so cool with me. Okay? So every couple of months for a female, you're going to have a wet dream. You're going to release some things, But now after 5 years, that frustration is coming because it's got to release that dopamine in your brain. See, all that keeps you healthy. I'm just here to tell you, okay? Now, I'm seeking Jesus. I learned that some sexual sins, lust and all that, that's sin. Okay? But Lord, you got to see, I'm a justified. Lord, you got to understand, I'm locked up. At least I ain't in a relationship with a female, so I'm justifying it at the same time. And the more and more it happened, I had to do it, the more and more guilt I felt about it. Because I'm getting a relationship with Christ now. You see, I didn't accept him in my heart. So he walking with me, he talking with me, he telling me some things. You know. So am I still not sinning? Sure I was. Sure I was. I would cut out one basketball player, I'm not going to tell y'all who his name was, and another movie star. And on the weekend, I'll put them on my locker. As soon as my roommate went to yard call or wherever she had to go for a very long time, it was on like popcorn. Not just being real. I'm just being real because somebody wanted to know, and I know some inquiring minds want to know, Pam, you say you weren't in a relationship. What you did? How did you handle that? So I'm going to tell you, I told you what I just did. Okay? It wasn't no everyday thing. It was when the needs had to be met. And I'm just being honest. Was it not sin? Yes, it was. Because I was growing in a relationship with Christ. And some of the other things was, after that letter was wrote to me, I signed up to talk with a therapist again. I wanted to get some of that out of me. Because, see, I don't ever want to be angry like that no more. I don't want to be angry to the extent what it will cause me to do some things. You see, because I'm still not totally well. You got to remember that 36 years of this is built up in me. 36 years of pain, all kind of pain. All kind of pain. And we're going to talk about that because all kind of pain. Now, my parents were Christians. My daddy and mama, they were Christians. If Jesus said it, they believed it. They didn't believe in calling the police on you or none of that. I remember one night, and we're going to get to that later on in my podcast, but I remember one night, me and my little cousin was coming down the street, and we didn't have a car. We always thought it was nice to ride in the car, and we would always have to be home for the street lights come on. And a guy in my neighborhood who was severely older than me, because I wasn't but 12, he pulled up beside us. Now, we live right down the street. We don't know no better. We young. I'm 12, I think. I'm 5 years older than her, so she might have been 7 or 8. And he pulled up beside us. He said, y'all want to ride? We said, yeah. And so I jumped in the front seat. She jumped in the back. This guy took me to a school in Garden City and hold my little hand and tucked me up in the cubby hole and penetrated me. And made my little cousin stoop down in the back seat. Okay? I'm sharing that for a reason because all kind of pains were still inside of me that I had not dealt with. I told the psychologist some things, but I hadn't dealt with it all. Okay? So when we pulled up in front of the door, first thing my mom said, poor thing, her and my daddy was sitting in the swing. We had a swing on our porch. She said, who is that? And I told her who it was. She said, oh, he a good boy. I wanted to say, no, he not. Because he just molested me and penetrated me. Not fully enough to break the but he did, yeah. So I took all that. So I shared that to share this. They was writing me, telling me things. I'm still trying to heal from things. I got a therapist, he's talking with me. He's telling me, he's advising me. He would always say, you wasn't a bad person. They were. And I said, sir, I feel like it. I said, because look where I'm at. He said, but you still wasn't a bad person. They were. So now I'm still going to Narcotics Anonymous. I remember before I started chairing the meetings, they got some pills in prison that you take for your sinuses. And they got a pain pill called Percogesic. And if you take a Percogesic and a sinus pill, it'll give you a buzz. Okay, I wasn't making no Bombays and all that. That's too much sugar. I'm trying to stay fit. But anyway, if you take a Percogesic and a sinus pill, it will actually give you a buzz. So I was in a meeting one night before I became the chairperson for Narcotics Anonymous. And they were talking about drugs and, how to get away from it, how to stay away from it, where, Pamela Sanders is going to keep it real. So I raised my hand. I said, I'm an addict named Pam. I said, I'm high right now. Everybody grasped. But from that, it gave them the utmost respect. I said, this will be the last night I will mix two pills together. I said, because I'm still substituting the addiction. And so I went on to become the chairperson for Narcotics Anonymous. That's how that came about. I'm feeling at times, honestly, I'm growing still committing some sins, growing towards the Christ. I just explained the sin I was committing. was practicing, actually practicing, because all people lie. If they tell you they don't lie, they're telling a lie. I was practicing not lying. And one of the things I did one day, my girlfriends, they had really good lives. I had an alright life too. I was doing some things out there, but we'll talk about that later. But they had good lives. They like to buy expensive stuff. So one of them told me, we were at the table talking, snipping them strings off them prison pants and the sewing plant. And they are all around the table. Some of them probably had no Victoria's Secret either, whatever lines they did. But anyway, when we get out, girl, I can't wait to go get in my Victoria's Secret. Now, I done had pretty panty sets, okay? Matching bra, matching panty, but it ain't count for no Victoria, okay? I done stood up there and lied. So, my heart is being transitioned toward Christ. And so, when I got back to my sewing machine, that calm, beautiful voice inside said, you just told a lie. You ain't never been to Victoria's Secret. You ain't never brought no panty and bra set out no Victoria's Secret. You might have been in there, you ain't bought no panty and bra set, no expensive panty and bra set. So you just lied for nothing. Go back up there and tell them the truth. In my heart, I say, you want me to go back and tell them that I told a lie? I ain't going back to two females. They don't know me like that. The calm voice came to me again. And I see, building character for who you say you are. You're building character and you don't even know it. And the calm voice came again. Go back and tell them you told a lie. Now you mentoring people and you lying like that for nothing. Ain't nobody asked you for that lie. You should have been quiet. About the third time it came, I went back up there. I said, hey girls. Someone called me Miss Pam. Yes, Miss Pam. My girlfriend, what girl? I said, girl, I just want to tell y'all, I ain't never been no Victoria's Secret. I told a lie. They bust out laughing. But guess what? It gave them the utmost respect for me, because guess what they said? Miss Pam don't tell them kind of lies. If she do, she gonna correct it. You see, God was building character all the time. He was transforming me when I couldn't even see it. He was making a difference in my life. And that's what I came to tell y'all today. He will make a difference. I was in a Duval this weekend, and I was looking at something, guys, that I don't think we sometimes even pay attention to. Do you know the Chinese little ladies, they so humble? They do things we ain't gonna do. They be this is nice. Sometimes I know they be talking about me in Chinese when they be down there doing my feet. But that's humbling. That's a real servant day. Somebody would take your crusty toes, and somehow our toes look mucked up, and take our crusty toes and get down there and just do them. I was learning stuff this weekend. I was looking at things from a different angle, things I wasn't never thinking about before. I took some time to realize, ain't that serious, baby? You ain't got to react to people. And I got that from where I was, because my answer to them would be, when they say something stupid to me, that's why I ain't never got in a fight. Got in about 3 arguments in 8 and 8. When they would say something stupid to me, I would say, is that right? You don't say. I ain't care if they were practicing Christianity or whatever they're saying. If it wasn't appropriate and I felt like I had to respond to it, is that right? You don't say. And that kept my peace. That kept my peace, because, like I said, see, the enemy hear what you said, but he don't know what you thinking. I had just got on here and said, peace is priceless. And here they come. One talking to me out sideways out their face. The other one, man, look here. I ain't even going to all that, because I would have to see who the people is. But listen. I had to regroup, because you ain't even worth me responding to no more. I don't care who you say you is or what title you got. It ain't even worth me responding to, because what it do is break my peace, because I'm going to get loud with you. I'm going to get loud. You see, that part of my life, God is still dealing with me with some things. He's still dealing with me. I don't want you guys to think, because I accepted the call of Jesus Christ, in between accepting this call, y'all, I did some more things in these 14 years. But we going to talk about all that. because I want to deter somebody to let you know that it can be done. And you don't have to take a 40-year journey. You don't have to take an 11-day journey and turn it into 40 years. Okay? Beautiful, wonderful people. Stay real. God has been really, really good. He's been really, really great. We are here to see another day. This is episode 5.5 going into 6. The next one. Stay real. To thy own self be true. You can't be false with anyone if you stick true to thyself. Guys, have a wonderful day. Thanks for listening to me. My Cash App name is L6Pam. If anything I said has gave you some encouragement today, subscribe to my channel. Hit like. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful day.